6, 5, power, 8, 7, power, 4, power, 3, 2, 1.
Slide over here. Slide over here.
More. Good. Under here. Roll under the bed. 10, 9.
You drop on the shots like this. You go here. Here. Here.
If I get him where I need him to be, then fry him, soften him up.
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly reunited with Gervonta Tank Davis for an intense training session, ahead of Tank's highly anticipated fight against Jake Paul despite their past tension. The former champion seems fully focused on helping Tank get ready for the spotlight once again.
Fans, the real ones that know that this is no easy fight. He's very skilled, and I'm gonna go on the line and say this may be the most skillful person that Tank has faced thus far. I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for deck, like, you know? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out getting my butt kicked.
Fans believe Mayweather's presence brings priceless experience, especially against an unpredictable opponent like Jake Paul. Their reunion has fueled excitement and speculation, with many saying this fight might be far more serious than people first thought.
They just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab.
Gervonta Davis is known for pushing his limits every single training camp, and this one is no different. Footage and insider reports show him sharpening his speed, precision, and explosive power. Coaches say he's been razor-focused, punching with urgency while keeping perfect control. His footwork looks faster than ever, gliding around the ring like it's second nature. Tank knows what's at stake. Every drill, every round is preparation for a dangerous test. His mindset remains unchanged. Stay ready, stay hungry, and stay dangerous. Leonard Ellerb says Tank's star power is unmatched. No fighter today delivers entertainment the way he does. Fans don't just come to see a win. They come for the thrill. Tank doesn't fight to coast through rounds. He fights to electrify crowds. Ellerb says the audience doesn't want a glorified sparring session. They want suspense, danger, and explosive finishes. Tank's knockouts become moments that live forever in highlights and debates. This fight with Jake Paul, controversy and all, is another chance for Tank to prove he's the most exciting fighter of this generation.
They just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab, jab, grab. Again, that's why Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter in the entire world, because he gives the fans exactly what they want.
And speaking of familiarity, you mentioned that earlier. This is somewhat of a familiar foe in Oscar De La Hoya via Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, Tank Davis. There's some old connotations there. How much is Mayweather Promotions or PBC looking to deal a blow to the Golden Boy brand by knocking out their stalwart in Ryan Garcia?
Oh, that's happening. That's happening. And then again, it's always good. You know, it's great. It'll be great for Tank.
Paulie Malignaggi, however, argues that boxing must protect its soul. In his eyes, Tank versus Jake feels more like spectacle than sport. He worries that decades of tradition and competition are being replaced by storylines built for clicks. Malignaggi says when victories aren't earned against true equals, the emotion of a knockout loses meaning. Casual viewers might cheer, but real boxing fans are left frustrated, fearing the sport's integrity is slipping away. Speaking with Chris Algieri, he emphasized that mismatches do more harm than good, and boxing needs to stay focused on elite-level matchups.
Knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture knockouts. You
can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but There's a lot of
he's
limited
got-
knockout artists, though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
current champion.
if he was a real knockout artist, could it prop him up against the best of the best? Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way
Paulie,
we did
there's
when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way that
Felix
when
Trinidad
Mike
was a
Tyson
superstar.
was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you
let's-
want about the Mike Tyson
but
era.
now-
He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was to a degree manufactured.
No,
and
because
Teddy
he
Atlas
fought
will 100%
everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at
Teddy
that time
Atlas,
he fought.
Teddy Atlas will 100% agree with this.
With the
because
expense
he
of
would say the guys
Witherspoon.
that were afraid of
With
him.
the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract
say the same thing about-
who had contract issues with King at the time. Oh, except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when you gonna fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone. There was nobody there in that era that you could say Tyson didn't fight.
Didn't say it was related. It was the same as the Tyson era. Didn't say it at all. I was actually going to say the opposite when you talk about Trinidad.
Still, Floyd Mayweather's influence in boxing remains unmatched, and the latest rumors about him say a lot. Analysts believe his talk of a possible exhibition with Mike Tyson shows he refuses to fade into the background. Even retired, Mayweather thrives on attention and competition. It's no longer just about money. It's about legacy control. Sharing headlines with Tank and Jake may have reignited that old spark. Whether the Tyson idea happens or not, one thing is certain: Floyd always finds a way to bring the spotlight back to himself.
To a global business with investment and potential floats, and it's been a great challenge.
Away from that, obviously the DAZN deal is up next year. Are those talks underway to extend, or are you looking elsewhere? What can you tell me?
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, we're very happy with DAZN. I think what they've enabled us to do is to really have the global ambition and global strategy that I wanted, and that was really a big part of my mindset moving forward in boxing. We know there's a lot of other platforms out there that might have had broadcast deals end, that would be looking to replace those people, and we are very well respected in the space. I don't think it would be difficult for us to walk into another broadcast deal, but we're very happy with DAZN as partners, and as I said, the strategic element of that. I mean, when we talk about the power list and stuff like that, we have international deals with DAZN in multiple markets, and obviously particularly the US market, which makes us unique as a business. And I actually believe that DAZN are in a fantastic place, particularly in the US market right now. And we are in deep talks to extend that relationship, and we're very happy with our broadcast partner.
Eddie, just whilst I've got you, obviously just a few things I'd like an update on. We last time we spoke, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul seemed to be the front runner for you guys. Now we're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agreed that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. With, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but I understand the market, and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson. but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. However you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers. It's just not boxing. And I don't think we should promote it as boxing.
In the meantime, then, Eddie, where does that leave you with Anthony Joshua? Are you exploring other options for the end of this year, or are you still looking at that fight for the beginning?
Yeah, no, we're not interested in the Jake Paul fight right now. After that, I mean, like, you know.
Promoter Eddie Hearn agrees that entertainment has its place in boxing, but warns it can't become the foundation. If social media fame starts deciding world-class fights, he says, the sport risks losing credibility. To Hearn, Tank versus Jake is a crossover event, fun and profitable, yes, but questionable from a competitive standpoint. He stresses that boxing's legitimacy must stay intact. If hype keeps outranking rankings, future fans might start thinking celebrity fights are championship bouts. His message is clear. Boxing must stay boxing, not just viral entertainment.
With Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, I mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you think that people would want to see, you know, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, you know, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. You know, they don't want to leave it unfinished, and that's what the intrigue is. They want to people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking a fight. You know, everybody keeps saying that, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money?
He says boxing survives on risk and emotion, not on paychecks. People watch for greatness, not financial headlines. For him, the sport must always prioritize thrilling battles over bank accounts. So, what do you think? Does Mayweather's mentorship give Tank the ultimate edge? Or are people once again underestimating Jake Paul's strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.